So good morning, we shall make a start. So today's session, we are joined by Althea, and I'm going to make the introductions shortly. My name is Dinah Griffiths and I'm the person currently talking. So welcome to today's session, which is part of Global Entrepreneurship Week 2020. There is a Global Entrepreneurship Week happening across the UK and also the world this week. So today's session, Make It Happen, Future Female Founders, Insights from a Female Entrepreneur, is going to be looking at Althea's story from being a busy mother, being a busy person working full-time for a charity as their communications manager, and how she is going forward with her journey into becoming a female entrepreneur. Oh, just bear with me a moment. The slide didn't move on then, but just some quick housekeeping first. So whilst we are live, please can you ensure that your microphones are muted, and this will just cut down on background noise. Apologies, I do have a dog that occasionally barks. So if you do hear barking in the background, apologies. I will mute my microphone while Althea is talking. We are going to be having approximately a 15-minute Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So if you do have any questions, then please feel free to add them into the chat function. So do that throughout the session. So if Althea is saying something and you think, oh, I want to ask that question, then, post it straight away. And then what we also recommend as well is making sure that you plan some time after the webinar to reflect on the session and to jot down some ideas and how you're going to take your ideas forward. So as I've said, my name is Dinah Griffiths and I am a training and qualifications partner here at Chwarae Teg. Enterprise and entrepreneurship is a passion of mine, and I have actually worked in the field for about 15 years. So I am very happy to be joined today by Althea Collymore, and she's going to talk us through her story. Yesterday we were joined by the amazingly creative Jess Morgan from Tiny Wizard Studios, who talked about her experiences growing her business from being a freelancer in her own home to employing 7 people in bespoke studios in Abergavenny. And her story is available to download, and I'll post the link into the chat function now if anybody would like to view the session from yesterday. So that's available for you. So today we are joined by Althea, and Althea is actually one of our previous participants on the Agile Nation 2 programme. You completed our level 3 programme, didn't you, with Wendy Derrick a couple of years ago. And you're in the early stages, aren't you, of setting up your business, sort of juggling her role as a communications manager for a charity, as I said, being a mother, and also your passion for digital marketing. So your company is called Althea Maxius, and I've had a look online and read a bit about you, and you're involved in all sorts of digital marketing, aren't you? So a content creator, you've a business coach, you do vlogging, you do some lifestyle strategies for people, and I absolutely love your strapline as well. So go after the life you think you cannot have. I love that as a strapline. I think it's brilliant. We're also joined today by Xantia, who is going to talk us through the Simply Do Ideas platform. And the platform is a tool that you can use to take your initial idea through to the stage where you can get support in terms of taking your business idea forward. So the Simply Do tool, just bear with me a second while the slide slowly moves on. The Simply Do tool is a platform that you can use to start your journey. It's really, really simple to use. You can sign up, you then explore what's available to you. You get started, you can go through all the business basics, and then look at how you can stay connected. So in terms of the platform, Santi is going to talk you through the platform at the end of the presentation. She's going to give you lots more information with regards to how you access it, and also how you can take your idea forward through all the stages until you are signposted to the various support agencies that are available to you in Wales. And people say that there's a lot of barriers that prevent them from starting up in business. You know, it could be barriers in terms of income, it could be barriers in terms of time, it could be all different kind of barriers that people face. However, currently we've got the issue of COVID and lockdowns, and it's quite interesting that actually during times like these, entrepreneurship and innovation actually comes to the forefront, and a lot of people start up their own businesses during times of crisis, especially if people are on furlough or anything like that. You know, you might have the time to have a look and actually take forward some of the passions that you may have into a business idea. So without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Althea, who's going to talk you through how she has established her business, which is related to her passions.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. As Dana said, Dana makes me look really good. Dana, I need to come back to you for some copywriting on how to promote myself or show off myself. But good morning, everybody. My name is Althea. I am a communications manager at a charity called the Welsh Refugee Council. But I'm not here about my job and my day job, but I want to talk about my day job a lot because for a bit, because it is a huge part of my day job spurs on my need and ability for me to start my business. So I work at a charity called the Welsh Refugee Council. I work as the communications manager there, and a huge part of my role is delivering on the objectives of the organization, the communications objectives. So on a daily basis, my job is just basically doing social media, online marketing, online communication, developing brand awareness, developing brand practices. So this is a key part of my role. But I just want to go back a little bit and just take you down a little bit of a journey about me and the softer side, because I think sometimes it's the best side of all of us, and I do believe it's the best side of all of us, the side that drives us to become business people, that drive us to become entrepreneurs, the side that sort of will us to do the things we really want to do rather than the things that we have to do. I am from a country called St. Lucia, so I wasn't born in Britain. I'm from a very, very tiny island called St. Lucia in the Caribbean. I started my work life as a PA to really high-end executives, chief executives of conglomerates. That's where I started, really, just working with quite a lot of very powerful men, I would say. And I moved on from, after working for so many years, I just felt really trapped. I moved on from going back to university because I hadn't had the opportunity to go to university. When I was younger, my parents just couldn't afford it, and it just wasn't available to me. So at the age of 32 years old with a mortgage and being a single woman, because I bought my property quite young, and I decided I was going back to university because I just felt like I just needed a bit more. I felt like as if I needed something, I needed more to just push me forward. So I shut down my house, put it on rent, put my house to rent, and this is how we say it in the Caribbean, sorry. My house up for rent, we say it in the UK, and I moved to the UK to study marketing, which was something that I've always been passionate about. I did a degree at the South Wales University. After my degree, I went on to do an MBA, which I completed successfully in 2006. And yeah, and then I started working. I used to work as a finance officer in a car company, you know, helping people get cars out, helping the company sell cars. And I still felt quite stuck, really. Even after I had 2 degrees on my hands, I felt quite stuck. Then I moved on into fundraising, which is a huge area of my life. When I was a teenager, I did a lot of fundraising as a volunteer. I moved on and as a marketing officer for South Grand Children's Foundation. That was just for a short period of time. I worked there fundraising to support children with disabilities, which is another huge part of my passion. You know, I love charities that have anything to do with children with disabilities or mental health issues. So I moved on from there, and now I'm at the Welsh Refugee Council. And it's been quite a long journey. In between that, I did a couple of social media training courses. Then I went on to doing my ILM with Parateg, completed that. And it wasn't until I think I've always wanted to be a businesswoman as far as I can remember, but it wasn't until I started meeting people like Wendy from Parateg, getting involved with Parateg to a certain extent, and then having a son, which is just about the time I finished the ILM, I had my son. And at one point, I just felt extremely overwhelmed. And when I say extremely overwhelmed, and I hope somebody that resonates with somebody out there, I felt extremely overwhelmed, whereby I was running around working. But the innermost passion, the thing that I really wanted to do, I didn't feel I was doing it, despite working in an organization that I love, and I love the people that I work there. So I decided I was going to make a change. And a year and a half ago, I decided to start turning my passion into a business. Now, can I just say, the presenter who was there yesterday, I heard, Dina, you said she's running a business with 6 people. I'm a solopreneur. I just started my very small startup. I have been invoicing people. I don't have 8 people working with me, but I am getting there and I am making progress. And I'm doing this all on my own and also in a full-time job. And my main message today is to encourage people to really get on with it if you really want to do it. But coming back to what I was saying about what happened to me, I just felt really stuck. Even after I did the ILM, I just felt really stuck. I just felt like I wanted to put out my own ideas. I wanted to shine. I wanted to show people what I wanted to do. I had a lot of opinions about things. I had a degree behind me. I have a master's behind me. I studied YouTube in my degree. So if you think YouTube came out in 2005, I studied YouTube in 2006. So sometimes I do regret that I hadn't started earlier. But I studied it at that point. I studied a lot of marketing concepts, SEO, analytics, marketing ideas, you know, taking products to market, international relations. I had all of this wealth of knowledge. And then I went to Parateg and they put it into some kind of, this is how you can do it kind of learning, that's what I think the main thing I learned from the ILM is this is how you can sort of thrust yourself from what you know to what you want to become. And I realized that a lot of the times I went through life, I wasn't doing life the way I wanted it to be. And I felt like people hadn't told me how to really do life. I was just doing it, you know, based on, you know, I got a degree, I was studying, I had a job, I was paying the bills, but it wasn't enough. So this business that I have, Alfia Maxius, it's a journey. It's a journey into my abilities as a business person. It's a journey into looking at the concepts of life and how we can be better versions of ourselves. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And each and every day I see that in the things that I do. And I'm always so grateful about of the fact that people see me and they say, oh, you're doing this. This is really good. This is really good. I'm always so grateful of that. And even when I speak to my clients, because through that I develop a series of a handful of clients, a handful of women that I work with women who have businesses, possibly a little bit bigger than my business, not possibly, bigger than my business, and I'm sort of coaching them, and they have bigger businesses than me, and I just think I was like, wow, this is interesting. So right now, so in terms of my business, right now, I have a couple of arms in my business, for want of a word. Should I say pillars? I am a vlogger, a young vlogger, very, very young vlogger. And I wish I had done it in 2006 when it came out. I'm a young vlogger. I have clients that I coach into developing specific concepts and helping them bring their product to market. So at the moment, I'm working with somebody on YouTube. I'm advising on YouTube. I'm providing support on creating what I call a joy review with my clients, where people look at their inner core, they look at who they are and decide what part of who they are they can turn into a business. So if you are within the sound of my voice and you are thinking, I want to start a business, but I don't know what to do, my business looks at how you can pull out the things that really bring you joy, not the things you just like doing, because we all have a lot of different ways about us, multifaceted ways about us, different personalities, things that we like. Some of us like a range of things. Which of these, the idea is zoning in on which of these that is the best for you or for me and bringing it out. And that's kind of what I do with the women I work with. With regards to my platform, my online platform, I have a a YouTube channel that talks about life strategies. Just look at the things that always make me go, I haven't heard anybody talked about that before. I haven't heard anybody said anything about that before. And it's not necessarily a new topic. It's all about perspective. And I'm saying this now so I don't forget to say it. And I heard that sometime a long time ago. There is nothing new under the sun. It's just your perspective. And if you think you have a perspective, a different point of view, then you have a voice. And that voice you can turn that voice into a business. That's kind of what I am trying. That's kind of the stuff that I work with, the women I work with, I'd say to them, if you have that voice, you can turn it into your perspective. So even if it's something that, because my biggest challenge is as being a solopreneur, and I do say a solopreneur rather than entrepreneur, my biggest challenge is to turn in my perspective into something that I believe in. Every time I look at what people are doing, I look at some of the great stuff that are out there by women who are doing much more bigger, more than I do. I look at it and I think, what is my perspective on that? And usually you can find within yourself that there is a voice, there is a perspective that most of what is out there they haven't touched on. And I think that's very important in starting your business if you're not sure where you want to be. My biggest challenge is believing in myself. I'm not somebody who tend to doubt myself a lot. But at the end of the day, I strongly believe that no matter whether we are totally confident in ourselves, there's always something, there's always something that causes us to start doubting ourselves, to start thinking that we can't do this or we can't do that, or maybe this isn't good enough or that isn't good enough. And these are the concepts I explore with my clients. How they're thinking. I mean, there's words for it: limiting belief systems, imposter syndrome, but I don't want to label it because I don't think we all have specific labels. I think what happens is that we are dynamic people. We are all dynamic human beings, and we have our ups and downs, not ups and downs meaning bad and good, but we just have different waves of how we perceive life and how we perceive what we're doing. So I strongly believe in that. A huge part of my business is encouraging women to pull out the best bits of them inside of them, their best thinking, their best thoughts, their best perspective, and shine it, use that as a business. What else can I say about myself? Again, as I said, I'm a very, very young business, so I try to ensure that people are aware that this is a startup for me. This is where I'm pushing my brand. This is what I'm doing. Another aspect of my business is that I train people in social media. So I give lots of strategies on social media. I do strategy calls with quite a few clients of mine where we talk through their social media activities. I give the tips, the tricks, the ideas, the activities that are happening in society or happening in business today that they need to align themselves with. So yeah, this is kind of what I am about. I'm happy to take any other questions if I'm missing anything, but this is my business. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm about.
Thank you very much for that. Hang on a minute. Why have I've just popped onto the screen there, and I didn't release my camera. There we are. So some of the things that you said really resonated with me then, in terms of, taking what you know to what you want to become. I think that's a real challenge for some people. So
Yeah.
what advice would you give to somebody who wanted to increase their confidence? We've had a question from Shoned saying, how did you gain enough confidence to voice your perspective? How did you get the confidence to turn what you know into what you wanted to become?
I have to, can I just I'll give you a little background on just go back a little bit. I spent over 10 to 15 years in the music industry. And part of that was I performed in a lot of massive big stages. And I suppose from the beginning, I had that confidence in myself, despite the doubt will always raise up. It always raises its ugly head. But at the end of the day, I performed in a massive big stage with lots of celebrities and different people who were much higher than me. And I suppose that gave me the confidence. But what I would give, the advice I would give to someone who, it's like I'm only looking at myself now. The advice I would give to someone who wants to improve on their confidence is there's the bit about there's a guy called Charles Duhigg, and I keep referencing his book, The Power of Habits. And he in that book, I read the book, and what he was saying is that your brain is always there to support you. So if you are shy, it'll support you in staying shy because it doesn't decipher between what you really need and it only goes with what you want, not what you need. So I would say in Charles Duhigg's, he talked about the power of habits. I would say it's a matter of developing yourself and believing in yourself. I think the first start is to believe in yourself. Now, there are a lot of concepts on developing your confidence. If it's camera, you go in front of the camera, you keep speaking in front of the camera, you keep trying it. And coming back to the power of habits, if you keep doing something, you will eventually master it. You will eventually get better at it. Now, there is the other side of it where you could get, you could go to some sort of support with psychotherapy or anything like that, or instead of counseling. But for me, it is really practicing. If you want to develop your confidence on your own, not needing to pay for support. If you need support, you can pay for it, that's fine. But if it's a case where you feel you are not able to, it's a matter of practicing. Confidence, I can't tell anybody, or just be confident, just be confident. But what I can say is it's a matter of practicing it. So if you're thinking about going in front of the camera, you would need to sort of go in front of the camera and try it. And because I had to do it, my experience was when I first started YouTube, and that's one of the reasons why I don't have as many videos on YouTube as I would have liked. is because when I first started, I just went, oh no, I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like, there's these natural things that come into us. And most of the clients I work with, I'm literally working with a lady on YouTube now, and that's one of the problems she's seeing. Secondly, I think reviewing yourself would be a way to start. Advice is to reviewing yourself. Just look back and all the great stuff that you've done or you've achieved or you have or you've worked hard for. That is something. That is something, and I think you should grab that and run with it, really. That would help with confidence. I mean, I'm not a confidence expert, but I'd like to believe that my thoughts and my ideas and what I'm saying is something that will make somebody go, yes, I will probably try that. Yeah, so to me, if you're looking for confidence to start a business, one of the things you can do is if you think that your life there's a lot of clutter around your life, because sometimes clutter, don't get me started. Sometimes our lives can be so busy with so many things, it can give us a false sense of who we are and what we can do, because it creates so much, funny enough, I studied this, emergent properties, so many things coming at us. It makes us feel, oh, there is no way I can start that business because I am doing all of this. Now, the idea is to look at your life and see what it is that you're doing that you should not be doing. I would give that advice because this is something I've been doing. I started decluttering my home. I started decluttering my emails. I started decluttering all of these little strategies that I use to help me get confidence and help me start thinking, yes, I'm going to just do this. I started decluttering the way I get up in the morning. I normally get up at 5 o'clock every morning. That's a habit. I go to bed, I try to get to bed by 10 o'clock as a habit. Once you get that peace in yourself, I think you will have space to see you for who you are. Because I think life can really make us not see who we are, because there's so much of us. There's the mother, the daughter, the sister, the friend, the school run, the everything, the finances, the money, all the things that is making us see ourselves as who we are not. And that, to me, can impact on your confidence. I hope that is helpful to somebody. And that's not everybody else's perspective. That's my perspective.
Thank you very much. I think, you were saying about journey into your abilities and journeys into your life, and sort of looking at those aspects and looking at the positivity and taking those positive aspects forward. So I've got Sharon's asked a question in terms of she's hoping to start her own business in foot care the middle of next year. So what can she do now for preparation?
I would say the first thing you could do for preparation, because when I did mine, I did a lot of other things that I shouldn't do, so I'll go straight to the right one. Sharon, if you have some time, sit down and write what you think your business will look like, what you think your business is. So let me give you an idea. So who are you? Because it looks like you will be the brand. So who are you? What do you like? Do a joy review. And a joy review is just something that I picked up from an expert, and I think it's a really great thing to do. A joy review is just looking at, write down everything that makes you extremely happy, like literally heart-throbbing happy. All right, include all the stuff that with your business, that's linked to your business, your foot care business. Then pick out the 3 top things that brings you, that literally lets you soar when it comes to how you feel, and start from there. Write down a business plan, and sorry, not a business plan. I keep saying it's a business plan, but it's more like a business, something about you business. So it would include who you are, a blurb about you. What message do you really want people to tell you? Just start from there. Simple, there's no cost to it. You don't have to buy any books to do it. What do you want people to really know about you? Not your business, not your foot care business, about you. Then what value do you want to bring to people? What do you want them to know that you can give to them? So it's not about taking their money, it's what can you give to them? And then write your, I would say, get your Facebook handles ready, because online, let's face it, ladies, online is the way to go. You can't avoid it. You can't have a business without an online presence these days. It's almost impossible, especially, and we all see what COVID has thrust us there. We were going there. COVID literally rocketed us there. So get your social media, all of them, your handles. Not, you don't need to set up your pages, but just get your handles in order. Get your telephone numbers. There is a bit of administration that you would need to do to set up your business. So maybe register yourself with HMRC as a sole trader. Get your branding colors. If you don't need to have the branding colors, but it would be great if you could just put it in your document. Literally, you want to do a blueprint of your business. I would say that's where to start. The reason why I say that is because I jumped head forward and I realized I had to go back to do all of that to really understand who I am. Get your branding in order, possibly your colors. Don't fuss too much about it, it'll change. Your vision and mission statement, don't fuss too much. Write something really quick. It could change, it will change, because you will evolve as you set up your business. You will evolve. That's what's happening to me. I'm sharing my experience. I evolved. And then what you will find is 6 months down the line, you will fine tune your business to what it is. So, sorry, I'm going a little bit too forward. In that document, you want also about you, your achievements, your awards, whatever you've got. Then something about, 3 lines about your business. Then you want to know what value do you give, your value proposition to your clients and whatever. Then write down all the places you want to be with your business, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Switch, TikTok. Where do you want to be? Sorry, where do you want your business to be online? Then write a little bit of a client journey, what you think your client journey would look like. Literally just brain dump everything that you want for your business. That will give you a really good start. You'd be surprised how sitting down there with that document, because I've done one for myself. I am doing a template right now on for business for my clients on how they can write that down. You'd be surprised that doing that will help you move faster, because what I didn't do it and I was moving and I realized, oh my God, I need a blurb. Oh my God, I need a color for my logo. And I had to go back and forward and back and forward. And it just didn't make sense. To start, write down everything you need. Speak to people you think that will be helpful to you. If you need any support, let me know. I am not charging for any sort of conversations with ladies. I love speaking to people. Your experiences helps me. So some of the women I speak to, I said to them, I'm not charging you. Just let's have a chat about this. This is concepts that I'm trying to create. So if I can find examples that will help me, yeah, just sit down and really put your business together on paper. And then after you've done that, you can then start seeing, and I can guarantee you somewhere down the line, mine is about 23 pages. It's not lots of text, there's pictures, you find out what pictures do you want, where do you want your pictures to be, your image, where would you like your image to be? Find out what your website will do a little website plan, 1 page of what you want on your website, the content page, this page, that page. Just really put the business into a box. So you can have it and you could say, okay, great. Now that I've had that, let me start implementing some of these things. And you talk yourself through how you want to implement it. So it could either be you create a sort of like there's a new version of working now. It's called a checklist. It's not a to-do list, it's a checklist, but it's more for projects, and that's a different subject. But you write down a list of things that you want to do for each of them. Keep it simple and then tick it off. Exponentially, slowly, especially if you still have a job like me and you don't have all day to put this together. I only have 2.5 hours in the morning and maybe an hour in the night to do my business. That's the only time I get to do it. When you've done all of that, you can now start thinking about how you can put that plan into action. It's not a big plan. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to reference anything. You don't have to do a lot of research. Just write what you want to say, what you want, how you think you are, what you want to do, where do you want to be, and run with that. Then you can tick them off as things. So I need a website. I would say to you, the food business is a great stuff for YouTube. YouTube would probably catapult you, because You could do videos about foot care and whatever, and people who are interested will find that very fascinating. And then what the next phase you would do, I would say, is to develop your brand profile. So before you start thinking about selling to people, if you have a product, it's fine, but it's very important to develop your influence. In your business, it is extremely important. It is extremely important that you develop your influence, your authority as a person in that area. Foot massages is very important. How you do that would be your expertise. I don't have any expertise in that area in terms of that, but I have ideas of how you can put yourself out there, but not the actual process. How you do that, the words used, the jargons, the whatever, all of that coming from you. And then you can, take it from there and run with it and see how it goes and work through it bit by bit.
Also as well, if you stay on the webinar, Santia from Simply Do Ideas is going to talk you through the platform that we've got in collaboration with NatWest, and it takes you through each of the stages in terms of getting those business basics together. So so Sharon, if you stay on and view the platform, and it is a really good tool to get all those initial ideas down. And one other thing I was going to say as well is TikTok. How massive the growth in TikTok is in terms of getting people's names out there and also generating business. There's a number of people on TikTok that have gone from doing makeup tutorials that are now full-time makeup artists. There's a gentleman that does ICT videos, and he does all the helpful hints and tips with regards to improving your time management with regards to spreadsheets and Excel and this, that, and the next thing, and all the shortcuts. And believe it or not, the money he's making is crazy from TikTok, just being able to help people. So who's to say if you didn't start doing ideas for foot care and all those different things in terms of videos, how that will generate then face-to-face clients for you. It's amazing how sort of social media can generate business or generate careers in different ways. So we've got another question in terms of what are the effective means of getting a right business partner when you couldn't find those who can really help in your family and friends circle?
I have to say I haven't had a business partner. I couldn't I have a couple of friends who I bounce my ideas off. I would say the most effective way is to find someone who, it depends on what the partnership is, but it's to find someone who would be willing to work with you, but they have the same values. So I think the key thing is to align yourself with somebody who has similar values to you and who has the same passion for the products or services that you're trying to sell. I think that would be a great place to start, because I think it doesn't, you could have a partner who's just financing a business, but if you're referring to a partner who wants to work with you, you can bounce ideas from, you can work with them, you all can develop ideas and products together to take to market. I think it would have to be somebody who is aligned with your beliefs, your objectives, where you can work with, and I think that's a place to start. Because if the person is not really, say if you are the foot business and the person is not into that, it's quite difficult. You, however, can get a partner who can be the opposite of you. So this person just brings some great finance skills in your business. That's kind of the way to go. It may be that's the way you bring the creativity, and they bring the admin, finance, sort of governance, or whatever you want to call it. They bring that side of it. I think that would be helpful. To me, that's the best way to go. But it needs to be somebody who can complement your business, who can, it sounds a little bit obvious, but who can really complement your business and who can work with you. Partnership can be a bit tricky because personalities can clash, but it's still, if you're looking for partners, I think that's something that's one way to go. Can I just say, Dana, just one thing I just wanted to mention. He talked about social media and TikTok, and I just wanted to put it out there so people are aware. What social media has done, it's revolutionized the business world. So just before social media, you're talking somewhere 2004, 5, or somewhere there. And when I say before, I mean before it really took off. The business world was coveted by just people running businesses or very big companies. But now there is so many individual people who are making an income who don't really want to become part of a conglomerate. They don't want to become a huge empire, but they want to have a strong business where they can make money, make an income, create an income for themselves, possibly hire 2 or 3 or 4 people and support them that way. Social media has been great at causing that to happen. So TikTok to me is a way to go. I was doing some figures the other day on social media, and TikTok has literally surpassed Twitter. It's surpassed Twitter, and Twitter's been there since 2005. I say 2005, yeah. So TikTok has surpassed Twitter. So if you're thinking about TikTok as an option, video, because video is my thing really, yeah, I say go for it. I encourage anybody to go for it because it's so huge. There's such a great market there.
And it's also keeping an eye on what the next one is going to be as well. It's, you know, what is going to be the next takeoff social media platform, and also making sure that, you know, you've got your Instagram, your Facebooks, your Twitters, you know, making sure that all your sort of established social media platforms have also got information in terms of who your target market is, because different target markets go to the different social media platforms as well.
And just
Sorry, carry on.
And just be aware that there's 2 words flying around: niche, and I keep saying it to the women I speak to, niche and tribe. And tribe came in sometime in 2000. Just be aware that it's when it comes to your business, think very much about your tribe rather than your niche. So there is a focus on your niche, and your niche is just like, so you on social media, you've got 15, or maybe, okay, you got 600 like me, you got on Facebook 600 people who are in your personal contacts. Only at about 10% of them, 60 of them will become your tribe. Your niche will probably be about 400 of them. That's your niche. The people who are interested in what you're doing, they like what you're doing, they're looking at what you do, they're supporting you, but they're not really committed to either paying for your services or really going the next level or the next level with you. Your niche would be the 60 or 100 people of that 600 people that will kind of will follow you. If you move there, they will move there to you. Your messaging, when you're speaking to them, your messaging, where you could say to them, you know, guys, you could speak to them and tell them, I am doing this. Have a look at that over there on my TikTok page, and they will actually go there. The niche is the people who really will stay with you. So in your business, and I was talking about writing this massive thing, this sort of, you know, book on your business. In your business, you want to be able to identify who, when that happens, when somebody turns from being just a member of a tribe to a member of a niche, and then when you can actually start seeing how you can sell to them. And just also, Dana, you talked about NatWest. I cannot stress how enough. I cannot stress more how you should also concentrate on your numbers, have your spreadsheets going, make sure you sign up with HMRC, you know, your banking details are in order, all of these admin stuff. Do not discount this. This is not all about social media. Behind your business, there's a lot of work that you need to do to make sure that, you know, you are compliant, your privacy policies, your documents, when you're speaking to your clients, what do you give them? You might need a solicitor to help you go through all your documents and just make sure you are all compliant with the law and all of that. So keep all of that in mind when you're thinking about setting up a business, because it's important, and you can't ignore it. You can't set up a business without all of that.
Amazing. Thank you very much. No, that's brilliant. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to Xantia, who's going to talk about the Simply Do platform. So thank you very much for all your ideas and enthusiasm today, Althea. And I know that you're in the 100 top women in Wales. Was that right?
Yeah, I'm 100 business women in Wales.
Yeah, so congratulations on that as well.
Thank you very much.
So I will hand you over now to Zantia, if you just bear with me 1 second. Zantia, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Brilliant. You should be the presenter now.
All right, just checking. Hello everyone, my name is Shanti Salamanca and I'm the Innovation Analyst at Simply Do Ideas. As mentioned by Dinah previously, we are working in collaboration alongside NatWest and Huarteg with regards to the Make.It.Happen project. Before I start, I just want to say that I really enjoyed that talk by Althea, and it was really interesting and some really great points there for anyone who wants to start their business. Now, with regards to the Make.It.Happen project, alongside these webinars, we also have a platform. Now, to reach the platform, you just have to click on www.sdi.click/make-it-happen. I'm sure that will be provided later on, but just so that you have it, we're just going to walk through it quickly, just so that you can get a general idea of what the platform looks like and how you can use it with regards to your idea and bulking up your idea. As mentioned before, it will go through all the business basics, things that will help you sort of pad out your idea ready to start your business. So what you'll do is you'll end up on this landing page. I just want to get confirmation that you can actually see what I'm seeing. Can you see the page, Dinah?
I can see the page and you're moving up and down it. Yeah, my screen split slightly. So if I'm just going to change a setting and it should be fine. Okay. If anybody can't see the screen properly, please let us know.
Just so that you can see, you sign up with the email address, general terms and conditions just to say that your idea is private, set up your account. So if I just do mine now, so that we can show, walk you through it. And there we go. Choose a password. And that's it. That's as simple as it is. You are then registered and you can create your idea to start with. So what this will take you, and as mentioned before, it is the business basics. So it is a 6-step process. It's a structured process that will take you through your concept, as you can see on the left-hand side, your concept, your customers, competitors, compatibility, contents, cash, and then a little bit about yourself. So if we just take each section individually first, and we can just have a brief overview of what each section is and what you would need to sort of fill out in the platform yourselves. So the concept, well, this is your idea. This is one sentence, maybe a paragraph, something that you're passionate about. And it's just that nub of the idea that you have and that you want to just put it down on paper and have it physically, although in this sense it's digitally in front of you. Again, you can just sort of tag things. If I just work through it, so we'll just talk about here. So let's say opening up alphabet, right, something like that. And then here you can put keywords, so that would be animals. You can insert an image. You can either do these online or you can choose an image from your laptop. So if we do one online, I can just do one like that, select go, and it will come up with different unsplash images that you can just select. So we'll pick that one because I quite like that one. And then if you are that far ahead, you can even do a brief video introduction. But it is quick, simple, and it's as little or as much information that you already have or that you have thought that you would like to put in. The next section then would be your customers. So who exactly are you going to be selling service to or product? Now, this is very important because you need to know who it is that you're targeting it to. So who is going to want what you're selling or what you're promoting. So here you can just maybe put in a brief overview of who your target market is and the potential size of that market. You can also then, just to help you out, create personas. So for example, you could have, we'll just click like that. You can even create your personas so that you know. So for example, if we were opening a vet, you would have anyone who would be a dog owner, for example. And then you can put their name, age, and jobs, hobbies, and interests. This just gives you sort of a good idea of who it is that you're actually selling to. So it will give you a face, it will give you an actual human being to think about when you're putting this together. And then next is your competitors. So who exactly is already out there? What are they providing? What services do they do that you think you could either compete with or provide something slightly different? So this is just knowing who is already out there and what they provide, because it's important to know how big that market is and whether it's saturated by other competitors, and if you will be needing to do a lot of work to compete against them. And then again, at the bottom, what makes you different? How are you better? Where is it? Your people? Is it the way you work? Is it your place of work? Just things like that. And then compatibility. This one's quite a simple one. So how will you be involved in the idea, your rate of passion? It's just a slider, so just from 0 to 10, and then justify your rating. So for example, we've got here passion, resilience, communication, planning, and network. So you might put a network at 7 because you may be going into a field that you already know about, so you have a lot of connections already, and also maybe family and friends are going to be there by your side supporting you, and that's going to make things easier. Maybe planning at the moment, because you haven't quite got to that stage, you may only be on 3 because there's still lots of planning to do before you start your business, for example. And then content. Lastly, this is what do you need to make your idea happen. So will you be needing, for example, websites and blogs? You just click on these icons, or you can list them yourselves. And for example, what will you need? Well, as mentioned before, this world is currently very digital, so you will more than likely need a website, more than likely need social media. How will you do that? So it's just little points like that that you need to remember when you're filling out these sections. And then lastly, in the 6-step process is the cash. So how will your idea make money, and how will you be bringing that money in, and also what will you be spending money on, are 2 things that you have to consider, because obviously you'll need money in and money out to get the idea and business going. Again, there is a spreadsheet down the bottom if you want to sort of start putting numbers in. Alternatively, you could always upload your own. And then lastly, we just ask a few things about you. So for example, when you do submit your idea, as opposed to us sort of taking you through to the next stage, as we said, this is a collaborative effort. So we have partnered with some amazing business specialists around Wales and the UK, and they are ready and willing to help. So if you consent, we'll share your idea. Again, this is your idea, it's private. All intellectual property is your own and will not be shared unless consent is given. And then that's it. You fill that section out, you press the submit button. It takes you to that. You can put your idea. Again, that was all very basic, just to show quickly how it works. Your idea will be saved, and then you can view it. And that'll be it. Then we'll get notified and we'll get in contact with you. And then if you have selected to share your idea with us and the business partners, then what we'll do is within 3 to 5 days, they will contact you, and you can start getting that ball rolling on your journey of starting a business, or even just talking to someone and having a chat about what it is that you want to do. And I hope that helps. But also, just get off that a second. If you do need any help at all while you are on the platform, there is a little section by here, this little blue button. So if you click on that, at any point there is a member of Simply Do Ideas who is willing to help. So you can just send us a message at any point if you're stuck, and someone will get to you within a few minutes, normally no more than 5, and we can help you through it at any time. Now, I think that is everything, so I'll pass you on to Dinah, unless anyone has a question.
Do you mind? Can I just ask?
Sure.
When you submit your ideas, when you say help from different groups of people to support you in your business idea, what does that look like? I'm just sort of curious.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. So at the moment we are partnered with sort of like Business Wales, we're partnered with NatWest, Big Ideas Wales, so companies like that who specialise in business support. So at the moment we're a platform partner because that is what we do. We're a SaaS company, but passing on to that sort of specialised support, they'll sort of be able to tailor the help towards you because they've sort of given us designated support advisors, so they know about this project and they'll know how to support individuals moving forward into their business journey.
Okay. So do you mean like one-to-one support, help you with your ideas, bring your ideas to life, find resources, participate in sort of, you know what I mean, participate in different aspects of your business that you are struggling with and really sort of give you lots of advice and support in how to overcome that? Is that kind of what you're referring to?
Yeah, sure. So at the moment, because it's, shall we say, this is quite early stage idea process, this will help pad out the idea that they've done on the platform, and then when you go and get your support, that business expert will know about your idea because you've provided consent. They will be able to sort of talk you through it and help support you on to starting your business. So yes, that one-to-one support will be quite crucial.
Okay, thank you.
There's also group support sessions available as well, isn't there? From Big Ideas Wales.
They are, yes, yeah.
So, you know, because sometimes people can feel a bit intimidated if they're going into a one-to-one situation, and sometimes they feel more comfortable in group situations. So that support is offered as well.
Okay.
So thank you very much, Thantia, for introducing the Simply Do Ideas platform. And I just want to say a big thank you to Althea for being our guest presenter today, and, you know, really sort of setting in context how it is for somebody who is relatively new to the sort of the startup world, you know, telling us your story, because I think sometimes, you know, when you hear from people that have been there, done that, got the t-shirt, got the team, it can sometimes feel intimidating. So to hear from somebody that's literally you know, is on that journey at the moment, I think helps to put it into perspective for people that are also thinking about doing it, and the steps that they can take in order to make their idea a reality. So thank you very much. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really, you know, find it a humbling experience when people ask me to speak on forums like this, because I always think there's so many other business people that you probably can approach a lot sort of bigger and lots more experience than me. But so thank you. Yeah, I really do appreciate it. Really love being here and speaking to those ladies. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much, everybody, for participating in the session today. The recording of today's webinar will be available to view on YouTube, and the link for that will be available later on today. And please feel free to join us again tomorrow, where we will be joined by another female entrepreneur who will be telling us all about her story. So thank you very much, and I wish everybody a lovely rest of the day. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.